You know, if people want to be furries, like, let them be furries.
I will die suddenly and unexpectedly.
Girl, I'm not going to be your Uber.
Would you marry a 90-year-old billionaire?
What's up, jelly beans? Welcome back to another episode of Jelly. We're with just us today.
Mm-hmm. We're keeping it intimate.
We are. It is about to rain outside.
Yeah, but I like the rain. Do you like the rain?
Yeah, I do. Wow, we're really resorting to talking about the weather.
And what's wrong with that?
You're right. Girl, let me tell you, I'm so tired. I have spent the last 3 days hanging out with my friend. Love him. Mm-hmm. But as we discussed last time, I am an introvert. And spending any more than like 6 hours with someone, I'm just so exhausted.
I didn't believe that you were an introvert, but now I see it.
Well.
Like, because you are just so drained. Like, when I got here, you were a zombie.
I was not feeling her.
Like, you were literally a zombie.
No, I fully was. Like, Walking Dead.
Literally.
Giving Last of Us.
Literally.
So, here we are. But we're going to still make this work.
Right.
Because we are working women.
Right.
And a hustler gotta hustle.
Right. Period.
So, how have you been?
Well, I've been good. I mean, I haven't been doing as much as you.
I mean, girl, I really haven't been doing that much.
Well, I mean, you had friends over at least. For me,
Sure.
it's been a pretty regular weekend, I would say. I went to go see a meteor shower.
Oh, how was that?
So, I thought that no one was going to be there, because there was like a thing online, and it was like, come to this meteor shower viewing or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I
was it on Saturday?
It was on Saturday, yeah.
I also tried to go on Saturday.
Really?
But there were clouds. There were too many clouds.
So that's the thing. So the meteor was supposed to be clear for us to see, but then at the last minute, clouds came out.
Yeah.
But then we had already gotten to the place that we were supposed to go. And I thought that it wasn't going to be a big event, because I thought, who really cares about meteor shower?
Oh, no, it was like a big thing.
It was thousands of people.
There were thousands of people where you went?
Yes.
Really?
Like, it was a whole huge thing.
Oh, wow.
Like, I was really gagged.
There was like 4 people where I was.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
But where I was, it was like a designated thing. And it was with my college.
Oh.
So, okay. I should have expected
Did you bring, like, telescopes or anything?
No, but they had telescopes there, but the line for the telescope was, like, way too long, so we didn't even bother.
Oh. Girl, my friend bought this Polaroid telescope from TJ Maxx.
Not TJ Maxx.
And it was $40.
Not that.
No, fully. And we tried to use it. It fully didn't work.
Girl, duh.
It didn't work.
Girl, duh.
So...
The TJ Maxx is obviously not going to be having good quality things.
Well, we really thought, because it's like, it was Polaroid, so it looked good.
I mean, is Polaroid known for their telescope?
Girl, who knows? I thought it was like they were known for their lenses.
Well,
their
girl, even
camera
their
technology.
Even their camera pictures turned out blurry.
Right, so their telescope was even more blurry.
Right.
All I could see was darkness.
Well...
But as for me...
Mm-hmm. What have you been up to?
I went to a water park this weekend. It's called Wet and Wild.
Oh, furious, because she getting wet and wild.
Right, I really was. So, have you gone before?
Yes, I've been. I went this year.
Oh, really?
But it was such a scam for us when we went, because...
Did you get the fast pass?
No, we didn't, but that's why it was a scam, because we couldn't go on any ride.
Girl, let me tell you, we didn't get it, but the fast pass is such a scam.
Really?
Because, like, a lot of the rides that were, like, big lines anyway, they closed the fast pass lane.
Really?
So no one
could
could
you go
even...
on the weekend?
Yes, it was the weekend.
Wow.
So it was hella busy, and...
It was busy when we went to.
It was so hot.
Same.
It was so hot. But yeah, it was a good time. I was looking forward to the lazy river, because I've been craving that for like 4 years.
It's the best part of the place.
Right. But the thing is, I've grown in height since 4 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So when I went on the, like, you know how they have like those tubes where you're supposed to lay in?
For the lazy river?
Yeah, the lazy river. Like, they have like those inflatable tubes.
Yeah, the inflatable ones. Yes.
Yeah, so it's like a donut.
Yes.
So I go in the donut thinking like, oh, this is going to be easy. Like, let me just hop in, lay down. It's going to be comfortable.
Uh-huh.
And then my knee gets stuck because I'm like too long for the hole, the opening.
Not that.
And so I get stuck. And then as I'm like trying to like unstuck myself, I flip over and I fully like do a flip underwater. And then I hit my head on the bottom of the like pool. Literally, and I like, it didn't hurt, but like I definitely was like, didn't know what was going on for a second. And
Oh my
I was
gosh.
like, this is why some people are afraid of water, because like
Literally.
the tamest of waters, you could still hurt yourself.
Literally.
But yeah, anyways, that was like the scariest part for some reason, even though it was the lazy river.
So now she had the scariest part in the lazy river. Well, no, I've had a traumatic experience there too.
You did.
I don't know if I ever told you this, but so when I was like, I think in like middle school or something, the one right next to the lazy river actually. There's like
the tall one.
There's a really big tall white slide that just goes straight down. And
it's called Daredevil or something.
The Daredevil drop, and it's exposed completely. So there's not anything to like keep you from like flying away hypothetically. And they say to keep your hands like this and like your legs crossed too,
right,
to prevent anything from happening.
You know why they make your legs cross?
Why?
Well, okay, I actually don't know why, but like I accidentally uncrossed my legs while I was going down one of those slides, and like the water would get in between my like legs and my crotch, and like that low-key hurt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe that like helps you go down easily.
Well, I thought it was a gravity thing. That's what I thought.
Whoa.
Because when I was going down this one time, I had done it multiple times before, been perfectly fine. And then I went to the top of this slide, and I get on it, and I cross my arms, and I cross my legs, and then I go down. Somehow, for some reason, I decided to uncross my legs. I don't know if it's just instinct or what.
I think it's instinct.
I was just not thinking. I wasn't thinking. I uncross my legs, and I feel my body leave the slide. I'm not kidding. Gravity
said, not today.
Literally. I was literally floating. I'm not like floating, but like I was in the air. And then I come back down to the slide, and then like I slide back down. But girl, I could have fully just went
sideways.
Literally.
Right.
Like it was really, that traumatized me. Like, I even when I went back, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that one.
Well, I'm sorry, Queen.
Right, like, literally.
We also didn't go on that one, but mostly because it closed before we could get there.
Oh, so y'all went late?
We went... No, well, okay, we didn't go, like, as soon as it opened. We went, like, 2 hours after it opened. But by the time... They closed that ride particularly an hour before closing. And we were like, let's just save it for last, because it's going to be, like, the most intense one. But they closed, so... Whatever, I at least... did everything else I wanted to do.
When I went, the lazy river was closed because someone pooped in.
Pooped in it.
Literally.
Girl, I guess we're finding out people just like to poop everywhere.
Right, but I think it might have been a child.
Oh. Speaking of children, when we were waiting in line for one of the bigger slides, there was a kid. He was probably like he looked like he was just going through puberty, so maybe like 13 or so. He was by himself, and he was talking to us, and like he turned around and talked to me and my friend, and we were like, okay, like what is he saying? And we had no idea what he was talking about. He was literally like, yeah, and like there was like this explosion, and it was like, whoa, like it was crazy. And then in my response, I was like, oh, like have you seen Oppenheimer? And he was like, what? Like I'm not into movies.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, okay, well I was gonna talk about the explosion in Oppenheimer. And then he just kept on talking, like ignoring what I said completely. Ooh. And then he was like, yeah, so then I hit my head once, and then I started getting seizures, and then I started like throwing up, and I was like, it shows. So there's that. And the people there in general is just very interesting. My friend called it like middle America aesthetic.
Yeah, is that even an aesthetic?
Well, a lack of aesthetic.
Right.
But do you know what I'm talking about, like the middle America?
No, I get it. Like just, family.
A mom and a dad, probably like 2 kids.
Like white trash.
They could look like they
suburban.
live in a... Right, they look like they live in a trailer park.
Right. They're probably buying a bunch of snacks at their concession stand.
Precisely. They go to McDonald's over the weekend for like, to treat themselves. It's like giving that vibe.
Right.
But yeah, that was like the population there, and it was, there wasn't an Asian in sight.
Ooh.
Like, I really diversified that place.
Yeah, honestly, when I went, I don't remember seeing any Asian people either.
Also, you know how like everyone's like shirtless?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to be like super mean, but like there was this one guy that was trying. he was trying to get on a ride that was 2 people only.
And he was one person.
And he was 1 person. But, like, he was asking us if we were together, and the only thing I could pay attention to were his nipples.
Ooh.
They were salami slices. They were stop signs.
Oh, like they were really big.
They were humongous.
Like Nick Jonas.
I've never seen Nick Jonas's nipples.
Well, some people say that he has big nipples.
But yeah, they were really big. And, like, obviously he can't do anything about that.
Right.
Unless he gets surgery. Is there nipple surgery?
I think there is.
Yeah. But it was let's just say it was very distracting.
Ooh.
It was 2 red signs.
Not red.
They were pretty red.
She can really describe
No, literally. And I was just looking at each of them.
Pepperoni puree.
Literally. I was looking back and forth at left and right.
Not that.
So, yeah, it was
She was entranced.
Right.
They did their job.
Period.
Right.
They were a sight for sore eyes.
Right, that's why they say free the nipple.
Exactly. Do you think women should be able to free their nipples?
Like in public? I mean, in Europe they already do. Like, you go to the beach and you just see topless women.
Right, because it's really not that big of a deal.
Right, but some people are trying to make it a big deal. Like, even now in Europe. Like, there's this Spanish singer who was on stage and she showed her, like, boobs as, I guess, a sign of protest.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think most people in Spain wouldn't care. Because
Right.
it's not that deep. But there's a lot of people now who, like the far right, who are trying to cancel her and who are saying that that's inappropriate and she should not be doing it. A lot of women, too, are saying that.
Yeah.
So that's shocking. I mean, a lot of people... It's a very touchy topic, even for the people who it's supposed to be freeing and empowering.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because maybe it's like Christianity or something where like this idea of modesty for women.
Yeah, or just like gender roles in general.
Exactly, where it's just so like hypocritical in terms of like what we can show.
Right.
Like, why can men just show their nipples? You know?
Right.
And it's because like men are attracted to women's breasts. So it's
right,
like...
it's because the female body is sexualized.
Exactly.
Inherently.
Right. So...
When it shouldn't be. I mean, I don't know. I think it shouldn't be inherently
Let's
sexualized.
normalize titties being out.
Right. Period.
Show your giant salami titties, everyone.
Period.
So, what are we talking about today?
So today we are talking about love. Have you ever been in love?
I have not.
Never?
No. But maybe we can fall in love today.
Oh, because we're going to be doing the 36 questions to fall in love.
Exactly. So I believe, girl, I'm going to act like I did the research, but I really didn't. It's like some research study that these 36 questions, they scale in intimacy. And if you get through it on like a date, it's possible that you fall in love with this person. Like a stranger. Like a total stranger.
Yeah, I have a game that's really similar, I think. It's called, like... Are We Strangers? Or something like that.
Okay.
And it's literally the same exact concept, except each question is on a card, and then you...
Oh, so they just made it a party game.
Right, and you select a random card, and then it's supposed to be, like, make you more intimate with you and your partner. But I was looking through the questions. The ones in the game are different. They're not all the same.
Well, yeah, they probably modernized it.
Well, also, because it's like 100 cards, so they added more.
Gotcha. Do you believe in love at first sight?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
I don't believe that that's even a thing at all. I think that it could be infatuation, and I think you can feel lust at first sight.
Yeah.
You can feel, like, attraction to someone, but that's
right,
not
like,
what love is.
If you see someone, I don't think
opinion.
you're gonna get hard eyes. Like, you might get a hard on.
Right.
But people who are like, the first time I saw him, I fell in love immediately. Let's be real.
Do people even say that in real life?
Girl, who knows?
People do, though. They do.
Trying to be romantic.
I've heard people say that. And you know what? It is trying to be romantic, but for me, romance is, like, all about reality. Like,
what does romance mean to you?
To me, I don't know. I didn't have that prepared.
Oh? Like, do you imagine violins in the background and a sunset on the beach?
No, I think romance is, like, a lot more realistic. Like, someone who you can see yourself living every day with. And, like, just, like, the... minute parts of every day, like the boring parts, I would say, is what love is constituted of for me.
I think I find it really cute in like romantic comedies and stuff when it's like the simple things.
Right.
Like, it doesn't have to be grand gestures. It's just like picking up like the chocolate that your partner likes.
Oh, so you
just like small
so
details.
Did you like gifts?
Not just gifts, but like acts of service as well. And that kind of brings me to the love languages.
Right, the love languages.
Right, which are
so they're touch, words of affection, quality time, gifts, acts of service. Those are the 5 traditional ones.
Right.
And they actually just added 2 more.
Which are sharing
experiences and emotional stability.
Right. Let's explain what those 2 are. Because they're super new, so no one knows what it is.
Yeah. So, do you want to explain shared experiences?
So, shared experiences, I feel like could constitute under quality time.
Yeah.
But it's more so about trying new things together, experiencing the wonders of the world together.
Yeah.
And being able to talk about it. And it doesn't have to just be, like
traveling together.
Traveling together, going to the spa together, going rock climbing for the first time together. Just, like, doing things together, whether with your romantic partner or your friends, whatever is, one of the love languages.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's different from quality time, because quality time you could be doing just, like, watching TV, or, like, it doesn't have to be, trying
But then
new
to
things.
me, I'm like, is watching TV quality time?
To me, it can be.
Okay.
I feel like, what are your love languages?
Like, the ones that are for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
You can include the new ones, too.
Definitely... Okay, so mine are emotional security.
Oh, can you explain that first?
Yeah, I'll explain it. So, emotional security is pretty much just feeling safe with your partner and feeling okay to be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard, and some people aren't... They don't feel safe to be vulnerable with their partners. Like, they keep a really surface level attraction and like relationship even in their actual relationship. So emotional security is like, we're gonna go deeper, and that's a really big important thing to me.
How deep is your love?
Right, it's like the ocean.
Right.
But so emotional security, and then touch, and then quality time are mine.
Touch is one of yours?
Yeah.
Touch for me is like one of those things that is more awkward, because I've always learned like touching people is more intimate.
Yeah.
So I just have been raised to not touch people.
Right,
which is a good thing.
Well, I mean, that is a good thing.
Can't go around touching everyone you see.
Right. But, I mean, when you're in love, the theory is at least that you would be...
Right.
Like, that is someone who you're going to be intimate with.
Right, so...
Allegedly.
Well, we'll find out. I'll let you guys know when I find it.
Right.
Do you believe in soulmates? Like, there's the one in the world for you.
I also don't believe in soulmates. I think that you can have many different people, like, who fulfill you in different ways. And I guess that kind of brings into the question of, do you believe in monogamy? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm a traditionalist, so I definitely believe in monogamy. And I feel like having the trust with your partner to be together, like, exclusively, I think that's one of the most romantic things people can do. And to me, I don't believe in one soulmate, but I think there are soulmates out there where when you find the right person, your soul just feels like it's correct. Like, whether that be that you belong, like, just in the universe, or maybe you've met before in the universe. Damn, it's storming outside.
And you.
The universe don't like us talking about this, I guess.
Right.
But, yeah, I feel like monogamy is just an act of romance and trust. But what about you? How is monogamy for you?
I think that for me, I'm the type of person who I'm traditional, but I'm also not, in a way. Like, I like
real descriptive.
Okay, so I'm traditional for certain things, but then for other things, I like to push the boundaries. And I like monogamy, but I also just don't know how I feel about traditional long-term monogamy. Like, I don't know.
So you think you can't be with one person for a long time?
I don't know if I can be with one person for the rest of my entire life.
So you don't think you can find the one, and then the one will last forever?
I don't know, because people change.
But isn't the point to change together and grow as
that
unit?
is the point, but realistically, how often does that happen?
I think many people find the one.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think people can grow to tolerate each other, and to grow to, like, can grow to...
I feel like people who last forever, they have molded their souls to be like puzzle pieces, and they just fit together. And like maybe those shapes will change over time, but then you also adapt and change your shape to go and like.
That's true, but then that's like changing yourself. Okay, so let's say you guys, let's say you have a partner, right? And you've been in a relationship and everything's going great, but then now you feel that you guys are turning into two different people.
Mm-hmm.
In your theory, now what you would do is that you would change yourself to more align with the other person.
Not necessarily. I think in that case, it's like, okay, let's have a conversation. Like, where are we going? And if it's completely different and changed to the point where we can't match each other anymore, then I don't think they are the one.
Right.
And I don't think everyone will find the one. And
which is sad.
Which is sad, but also I think some people are okay with that. Like, they just they find many different people to fulfill them. Like Miss Ariana.
Right, and so no, I honestly feel like non-monogamy should be a little bit more accepted, because then we wouldn't have people like Ariana who feel the need to jump from guy to guy because she could just have a harem of guys.
And she's perfectly okay with that, clearly.
That's what she wants.
Right.
That's really what she wants.
And it's, for some people, it's like kind of it's a drug. It's a thrill.
Well, then that's the other thing, is that, like, some people, they're looking for too much. Because then the other thing is, with non-monogamy, you then run into the issue of, it's never enough.
Yeah.
And you're never satisfied with what you have. So
with non-monogamy?
Yeah. So you're always looking...
It's a vicious cycle.
Exactly. So you're always looking for the next best thing.
Right.
And so then that can lead to you discarding some people who are genuinely good people,
and that could be the one.
Exactly.
Right.
And you're not even giving them the time of day because you're too concerned about, oh well, let me look for the next best thing after you. So I mean, it's a balance.
Yeah. I don't understand polyamory, but I do think that there should be more of a acceptance for it.
Right.
Only because, like, let's just let people do whatever they want.
Exactly. It doesn't even matter.
Like, you know, if people want to be furries, like, let them be furries.
Right.
You know? There's... I support furry love.
Oh, period. She really switching it up.
Right. But no, I'm just saying that live how you want. Like, literally, if you don't find love...
Life is too short.
It really is. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. Like, you don't need to be judging people. And I think it's... I'm not going to say polyamory is along the same lines as LGBT, because I feel like that's perpetuating a stereotype. Yeah. But like how we should accept LGBT spectrums and just accept how people love each other, polyamory should also be accepted. Not being asexual, being aromantic, whatever. Let's accept it all. If you, like, don't want to have sex or be in a relationship, then that's not weird.
Right. Like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Right.
So, do you want to talk a little bit about unconditional love versus conditional love?
Sure. Do you believe in unconditional love?
I believe in unconditional love for, like, a parent and a child.
Yeah, do you think that's...
Do you think it's real?
I'm saying, is that guaranteed?
It's never guaranteed.
Right.
It's never, ever guaranteed. So I don't know if unconditional love is real. I honestly don't believe it. And I think that's what makes people gravitate to religion. Like, not to get too into it, but, like, a small part of what makes them gravitate towards it is because people kind of realize that unconditional love doesn't really exist on Earth. And so they want that unconditional love from someone not on Earth, you know, like someone
on Mars
who can give them that unconditional love on Mars, period.
Right. E.T. is going to give you love.
Right. But no, I don't believe in it. I think all love is conditional.
I am conflicted on my belief on it, because as a idealist, as a dreamer, as a romantic, I would like to believe unconditional love is real. And I do think many parents have unconditional love for their children.
Right, for their children, yeah. I'm talking more about for couples.
Like relationships.
Right.
I think it's possible.
With relationships?
But I think it's very difficult. Very difficult.
Why do you say it's difficult?
Because when you're in a relationship with a person, they're not by blood, they're not by DNA.
Exactly.
They're just someone you come across in this universe that you've accepted to let them into your world. But with that acceptance, there's criteria. Like, you have to fit into your world correctly. But I think it's possible because some people will just meet the perfect match.
But then the thing is, even when you meet a perfect... Okay, so my definition of unconditional love is not, I love you... Okay, so, like, I don't know if we have the same definition. Because for me, when I say conditional, I don't mean initially. Because initially, the love that I have for someone is going to be with my entire heart. And it's going to be like, I love you, and there's no even those to it.
Like, you're saying unconditional love doesn't change, and conditional love is love that changes.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And for me, I'm not going to be like, oh, I love you even though your nose is big and you're...
Not that.
Right, like, just, like, small things. Like, I'm never going to care about things like that. But... like, if someone cheats on me, for instance, I'm gonna be like, obviously the love that I have for you has changed.
Okay, let's roleplay this.
Okay.
We've been in a relationship for 15 years.
Okay.
We've been married for 5.
Okay.
And, you found a used condom in the couch. And I just got home.
Okay. So what, do you want me to say what I would do, or you want me to act?
Yeah, okay, I come home and I'm like, what's wrong?
What's this?
It looks like a condom.
Right. So whose cum is in this?
I don't think it's mine.
So, it's not mine. So it's the dog's?
Listen, I have not been having sex with the dog, if that's what you're trying to ask.
No one ever took it there, girl. But that confession makes me really concerned.
Well, you don't sound very concerned. It sounds like you're pretty lighthearted about this.
Girl, I'm not lighthearted.
Why are you smiling then?
Girl, I'm smiling because I'm into it, period.
Well, okay, I have a confession to make to you.
Okay.
It was with Brian.
Oh, well, period. Let me fucking too.
And so the lesson of that is polyamory.
Right. We have an open relationship like 90% of gay relationships.
Well, we RuPaul now.
So, do you want to move on to the 36 questions?
Let's ask some of the questions. I don't think we're going to get through all of them because there is a shit ton.
We're really not.
Right.
But do you want me to start?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. So this was the first one that I selected. Would you like to be famous? And if so, in what way?
If I had to be famous, I would choose to be like a Z-list celebrity.
But the question is, would you like to be? Because you don't have to be.
If I don't have to be, then probably not. I would rather be rich.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Like, always fortune over fame.
Oh, 1 trillion
For me.
billion %. I fully agree. Like, the only reason why I would even want to be famous would be to have the access to more money.
Right.
Like,
and I think that's why people choose fame. Well, I think some people choose fame because they like the attention.
Girl, yeah.
So.
And it's really... It shows, I think, when someone is in it for the money and someone is in it for the attention.
Exactly.
But no hate.
All right, let me ask a question. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say?
Okay, so I don't ever... I mean, I kind of do sometimes rehearse what I'm going to say, but more often, what I do is I have a conversation, not even on the telephone, but like, I'll have a conversation, and then in my head, I think about what I should have said better.
Right, so Eliza's like, 16 inches, cheese, and pepperoni, and a large Coke. And you keep saying that over and over again.
Mm-hmm. It's my manifestation.
Exactly. Well, for me, it depends. I think usually I don't rehearse.
Yeah, because I feel like it's an anxiety thing, and I don't have major anxiety with calling. That's not.
Well, okay, if it's like an interview, oh, you best believe I'd be practicing
that's
what I'm gonna
called
say.
practicing. That's called rehearsing.
Exactly. Well, how about this question? What would constitute a perfect day for you?
A perfect day. That's interesting. I didn't even see that question.
Sleep and sleep.
No,
and
because
sleep.
that's not a perfect day. A perfect day for me is one that I'm really productive. Like one where I actually get every single thing that I need to do done. And then I have
But do you want to be productive because you actually want to do those things, or is that just what society has told you a good day looks like?
Well, it would be the things that I want to do. Like, it's not going to be shit that I don't give a fuck about.
Okay, so productivity as in stuff you still want to do.
Right, because I have an issue with productivity just in general. It could be things that I want to do, and it could be things I don't give a fuck about. It's still going to be hard for me to do. And a perfect day would be where I get through every single thing that I wanted to do that day, and then I have time left over. So,
well, that'd be
a perfect day is when I have time management.
Wow.
So let's really work our way up to it.
Right. Right now, the chances of that happening
are slim to none.
Right.
And I admit it. Okay, so if you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want?
Okay, I've been asked this question before, and I don't understand how this is difficult. I would choose a 30-year-old's body.
Girls, but then your mind's going to deteriorate?
I mean, just because I'm 90 doesn't mean my mind's going to deteriorate.
Well, it does.
But maybe not.
Well, maybe yes.
Like, I'll take the wisdom plus a rockin' body at 30.
I mean, that's true. Yeah.
Unless my body at 30 is, like, not great, and my 90-year-old body is, like, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Well, girl, you would be the youngest looking 90-year-old ever.
Well.
And the question
and that's
also
impressive.
Is, like, is your face old, but your body isn't?
Girl, that reminds me of this guy who people call him like a real vampire. Like he spends millions of dollars getting like plastic surgery, doing like cryotherapy, doing like laser treatment, and he's like 40 in his 40s and he's trying to look like a teenager.
Oh.
Have you heard about this guy?
No, I haven't.
Well, people are saying he looks like 16, but he really just looks like a 40-year-old with like plastic surgery done.
What's his name?
I forget. Just look up like 40-year-old vampire millionaire, whatever. I don't know. Okay, I'll move on to my next question. Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die?
So, I don't know. However, I am into astrology. Mm-hmm. And astrology can give you some clues to how you would die.
Sure.
And I was reading I guess a reading, not a reading. Oh my god, I was not reading a reading. I was reading like this app that I downloaded,
sure.
And it tells you some things about like your astrological chart. And what it said was that I will die suddenly and unexpectedly.
That's very ominous.
It is very ominous. And then it also said something about a crash.
Not that.
So, I guess we gotta wait and find out.
Maybe never drive. Maybe never go in transportation.
Girl, no. Because that's not the type of person I am. Because it's gonna happen anyways, and I have to live my life.
Well, if I don't see you tomorrow...
Girl, not tomorrow!
You don't know that.
Girl, well, I don't know that, but let's really not manifest that.
Well, period. I'd be very sad.
I think it's not gonna happen anytime soon. Because it can still be unexpected, like, in your 40s.
Well, yeah.
Because 40 is very young. So that gives me 20 more good years.
So you think you're gonna die in your 40s?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, period. Let's hope you just don't die.
Right, I'm gonna be...
You're immortal.
Well, if you could be immortal, would you?
Hell no.
Yeah, no, I mean...
I think life is only worth living because it's limited.
Well, the real question is, if you could, like we were talking about last episode, if you could become immortal by uploading yourself to, like, an AI or, like, internet world, would you do that?
No.
No, not even that.
Again, I think life is only worth living, even if it's virtual reality, because it's limited. Have you seen The Good Place?
I have, but I haven't finished it.
Oh. Do you want me to spoil it for you?
And
Okay, never mind. I won't spoil it.
I haven't seen it. I mean, I said I was gonna finish it, and then it's been like a year.
Well.
So maybe you should. Well, no, don't.
I feel like how I'm going to die is... I don't want to say a heart attack, but like low-key a heart attack.
Why? Why would you say that?
I don't know. I feel like that's just how the universe is going to take me out.
Do you have heart problems in your family?
No.
Well, my family has a lot of heart problems.
Well.
So it's possible for me.
So maybe that's going to happen.
For me, I want to die instantly. I don't want to be like...
I mean, no one wants to suffer.
Right.
So...
But like that's why I'm okay with like a crash. Because I know that I would hopefully die instantly.
Right.
But I don't want to have like... I don't know. Like I feel like I don't want to suffer, but the other thing is I don't want to be a vegetable. Like I don't want to be kept alive just on life support.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If I can't take care of myself with my own body, I'm good to go.
Right, exactly.
Like, y'all can unplug the tubes.
Okay. Kind of in the same vein. If you knew that you would die in 1 year suddenly, what would you change about the way you were living, and what would you want to do? So I guess the question is, like, is there anything on your bucket list? Or, like...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If I only have 1 year to live...
Isn't that the plot of The Fault in Our Stars?
Is it? Girl, I never watched that one.
Right, I never seen that.
So, if y'all like it, let us know how it is.
Right.
Isn't it about kids with cancer?
Girl, yes. But back to the question.
If I had cancer and I knew I was gonna die in a year, can I treat it? Or is it just
Girl,
like
no.
sudden death?
It's sudden death, you dying in 1 year. You can't treat it.
Okay.
Like, the fuck?
I would probably, this is going to be really boring, but I would say spend as much time I can with the people I love. Like, I don't need to be doing shit like...
Like, you don't have anything you want to do?
But I feel like...
Like, 1 year is a long time.
It is a long time, but I want to make everything out of it with the people I love. And, like, I could add, like, going skydiving and fucking traveling the world and shit. But it's like, at the end of the day, that's not going to matter. What's going to matter is the time I leave behind with my friends. But those are goals that I have in my life if I knew I had a long time to live, because then those experiences that I have is for a long time for me to remember.
I guess.
But if I have only 1 year, what I can leave behind in that time is just the people I interact with and the memories we create.
Yeah, that's true.
But what would you do?
I would probably go travel some more and like go and eat at like a bunch of fancy restaurants and probably take out a bunch of debt too. Because I don't give a fuck and like I'm gonna die. But America's the one country where debt when you die is given back to your relatives.
To
pay the debt. In other countries, it just disappears because girl, it's fake. Like, it's not real fucking money.
Money is crazy.
Money is crazy.
Like, it's literally a fake concept.
It's completely fake, and we've made it real.
And that's all people ever think about, and it's the real power in this world.
It is the real power in this world, but some people say that love should be the real power in this world.
Oh, she's staying on topic today.
Right, and so we got a quiz over here that I think we should take. It's called the Love versus Money quiz.
Okay.
So we're going to see what you prioritize.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to take it?
Sure, read it to me.
Okay. So this is the Love versus Money test. Are you looking for a partner who will cherish you forever, or someone who can provide you with every luxury you desire? Is a person's heart more important than his or her bank account? Find out what you truly desire with this test.
Oh, that was just the description?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were asking me questions.
No, girl. So we're starting now.
Okay, well, period.
So number 1, would you ask your fiance to sign a prenuptial agreement? I would. I fully would.
Really?
I would, yes.
I don't know. I think it depends on the person.
Really? Not just...
Yeah.
So it depends on the person, not on... So what would make a person...
Like, low-key, if it's, like, someone I don't really...
Girl, but why are you marrying?
For money? For money?
But, girl, at that point, you would not want a prenup because then you would be getting no money.
I mean, you're right.
So you should say no at that point. So, girl. Okay. So I'm putting no for you. Okay, so second question. You've been dating someone for almost a year when you find out he or she is heavily in debt.
Girl, bye.
Would you end the
Girl,
relationship?
Girl, bye.
Really?
Bye.
You would? So you're not even going to work with someone to like...
Heavily in debt, girl.
I mean, but a lot of people are heavily in debt because of student loans.
Okay, I'm going to worry about me. I'm going to worry about Heidi.
Okay. Well, it's your opinion.
So you would?
I mean, I think that we would have to change a lot, but I don't think that because most people are in debt, and that's just the truth. In America, most people are in debt.
Well, yes, but this question
we have friends
heavily in debt. Girl, I'm in debt.
Well, there are people who are in debt like $100,000, $74,000 from just student loans.
That's a lot.
Just student loans, though.
And that's why I'm gonna try to take care of my debt, and then in a relationship, let's not worry about it.
I'm not saying I'm gonna pay off their debt. I'm not saying that.
Well,
like it's obviously on that person,
right?
And I'm gonna not marry them because if I marry them, that means I take on their debt.
Right.
So I'm gonna say let's keep it a fiance for now.
Let's keep it open relationship.
Girl, not open. But for me, we can
close it when you close that debt gap.
For me, the most important thing is what type of debt is it? Because student loan is very different than credit card debt to me.
Fully. Because
credit card debt tells me that you are a reckless spender and you cannot be trusted at all. And so for me, credit card debt is the biggest no-no.
Right.
But I'm very lenient with student loans, personally, because...
Well, of course.
It doesn't mean that you are financially reckless. It just means that you were poor and had to go to school.
No, I agree.
So that's my opinion.
But I'm saying, I agree. Like, if we are married, that's a big no-no. Exactly. Like, I'm not trying to pay off your debt.
Exactly, no.
Like, hell no.
Right. So number 3, if your spouse cheats on you, to make up for it, she buys you a new Mercedes. Do you forgive them?
You know, she is gonna have to leave. She's gonna have to go.
So you're not forgiving?
No.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say yes, girl.
I had to think about it for a second because a car does sound nice.
Not that.
But no, you broke my heart, she.
Right.
It's time to go.
Right. Next question. Ooh! Would you financially support your partner if they were a struggling artist? These are the questions.
No.
These are the answers. Yes, no matter how long it takes. Yes, but only for a year. And no way. I tell them to get a real job.
Here's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna try to make it a. I'm gonna take the easy way out. I'm gonna say I'm not attracted to artists.
Not that.
So. In my scenario, that would never happen to me.
Well?
Because I'm the struggling artist.
Right, girl. She wants someone to support her.
Exactly.
Not the other way around.
There you go.
Okay, so number 5. If you were set up on a blind date, which of the following would you most likely do? Insist on knowing what the other person does for a living before accepting. Ask what the person does for a living after accepting. Agree to the date, no questions asked. It's kind of confusing.
If it's a blind date?
Yeah, blind date. Like if you're okay, so let's say I'm trying to set you up on a blind date.
Uh-huh.
Would you ask what they did for a living to me before the date? Would you ask them on the date, or would you just not care?
I wouldn't care because we can have that conversation when we're on that date.
Well, right. That's one of the questions.
Right.
So ask what the person does for a living after accepting.
Yeah.
So you would just ask on the date.
Sure.
Okay. Well, period. I think that's what I would do too. Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a date. It's not like you're gonna marry them.
Exactly.
Would you refuse to date someone who didn't have a car? For me, yes. Like
Girl,
it's fully yes.
At this point in our 20s, it's would you would date someone who doesn't have a car?
No. It says, would you refuse?
Right, exactly.
So
yes. Yes,
like,
girl.
period.
Like, I'm sorry, girl. I'm not
like, I'm sorry if you live in a city and that's your whole vibe and your vibe is, like, just public transportation.
Oh, but that's different. That's different, actually. If we're both in New York City and, like, it's literally accepted to not have a car, that's fine, girl. But if we are in the suburbs of bumfuck nowhere,
Exactly, like where we live, girl, you can't get around without
like,
a
girl,
car.
I'm not gonna be your Uber.
Literally, clock that.
So
Literally.
hell to the no.
And I agree. Like, you can pick me up sometimes, but it's a reciprocation. Like, I'll pick you up sometimes. Because we both have a car, child.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna try to see you pull up in a taxi.
Exactly, no, that's the biggest turn off. Like, when people are like, oh, I can't drive, I don't have a car. Like,
Right.
Girl, bye. Like, that gives bum energy.
Fully.
I'm sorry. Number 7, if your partner made more money than you, would you insist that they pay for all of your personal expenses?
Girl, no, that's
She
selfish.
get sugared daddy?
Right. No, girl, that's selfish as hell.
That is very entitled if you do
And you
that.
know what? Some people are like that.
Really?
Like some women.
Oh, well, that's like a whole different topic because it's like that's the gender norm that we've created as a society.
Yeah.
And now men are trying to change the one that they created into 50-50.
Yeah.
And women are like, no, let's keep it the way it was.
Right. But okay. As much as like we shit on men and like as we should shit on men, I think some women really take that like gender role to the maximum, to the nth degree.
They do.
And says, I will not pay for anything. And for my birthday, if you don't get me a Gucci bag, girl, it's over.
There's literally a girl on, like a woman on TikTok who that's her whole personality.
Exactly.
Like the sprinkle girl.
I think I've seen her, yeah.
Like that's literally her whole brand.
I'm like, that's so toxic.
It is very toxic because it's literally
It's not attractive.
It's like it's low key not treating men as people. Low key.
It's not. They're just
they're just ATMs to you.
They're money printing machines.
Literally.
So that's not cute, girl.
But I'm like, well, because they know the trade-off is that men are the money printing machines, and then women are the
body yaddy.
the sex tools,
right?
The sex ones. And so it's like, well, girl, if you're that hot and you're that gorgeous, then you know what? You might as well do it as long as you can in your youth, girl, because you're not gonna have it forever.
You're right. So maybe I'm just jealous of them.
Right.
Maybe I'm actually coming around. Maybe
right,
I just support that behavior.
Like if I had the body yaddy yaddy, maybe y'all do it too. Girl.
Right. They got the ooh la la
right.
experience.
You do it too for a check.
Exactly.
So, number 8, would it bother you if your partner made you a birthday gift rather than buying one?
No, I would actually then make it for me.
Yeah.
That's
I agree.
cuter.
I agree. It's a lot more personal.
I've been doing that actually to my friends. Like I would write them like handwritten letters.
That's cute.
Yeah. I think it's way more intimate and means more.
Number 9, would you refuse to go out with a fast food worker?
At our age, yes.
You're right.
I think if we were 18,
it's different.
it's different.
But at our age, yeah.
Girl.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
Last one. Would you marry a 90-year-old billionaire?
Period.
I
I
would.
better be in that will.
Right.
And it's gonna be TikTok for him.
You know the crazy part? I was watching the Anna Nicole Smith. You know who that is?
Yes, I do.
I was watching her documentary, and she had like a husband who was a 90-year-old rich guy, and the guy was like trying to put her in his will, but then the son blocked it.
Oh.
And his son was like, fuck you. And then the son said that the dad was like mentally unstable, like in court, and then he won. And so then the son blocked her from getting any money.
Damn.
Literally.
Well,
so girl,
that's why Anna is the way she is.
right. I mean, if I was in her situation, the girl would be rioting.
Right. Have you seen the Tinder Swindler?
No.
Well, it was like
I've heard of it.
It was a documentary that came out like a year ago around that time. Girl, it's crazy.
Really?
It's this guy who basically pretended this persona of like this billionaire, and he made it really credible. He probably like made some fake website or something. I don't remember the details, but he's an attractive guy. It's always the attractive guys that can scam really well.
Right.
And so he would link up with someone on Tinder, and then they would believe it. They would go on
like in real life?
yeah.
I'm good.
They would go out, and then they would go out for like a year, and then after a year,
1 year.
yeah, it would be for the long term, girl.
I'm good.
And then the guy would be like, "Hey, my business is like not doing well, and people are like coming for me, and I have to go in hiding, and I'm gonna need you to transfer me like $100,000." And so these women would like take out loans to like pay him $100,000 because he's a billionaire. Like he'll pay her back right? And so then he would be like, okay, thank you so much for transferring the money. Like, I'm going to need to go in hiding for a while because people are trying to kill me. And so then the women wouldn't hear from him for like months because like he's in hiding. And if they contact him, he might get found. So they just don't contact him. And then, girl, he's using that money to get the next girl.
Oh.
And so the cycle continues.
Oh my god.
And then he eventually got caught and put in jail. And then he got out in a couple months.
Wow.
And he's just chilling right now. Isn't that crazy?
That is fucking crazy.
It's called The Tinder Swindler. Y'all should check it out.
I mean, I'm not gonna victim blame, but you should never take out debt for someone else.
No, even if they're a billionaire.
Even if they're the love of your life.
Exactly. But some people are very good at manipulation.
Yeah. Your score was 45, and it said, while you would probably choose true love over big bucks, it's hard not to be at least a little tempted by a potential for a wealthy match. You hope that the person you fall for has ambition and makes a decent salary, but it's not necessarily the number one of your dating criteria. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think that says I'm real. I'm a real ass bitch in a fake ass world.
Right.
And I'm practical.
Right.
So, period.
I think that's how you have to be, really, as an adult.
Right.
But okay. Should we go to Reddit?
All right, let's read some Reddit stories. This one
start?
is from r/Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for telling my obese best friend that I physically cannot eat as much as her? So I, 33-year-old female, and my best friend, 31-year-old female, are extremely close since childhood. We've been through our whole lives together, and she is the closest, most important friend in my life. We get along wonderfully, that is, except one weird thing. For context, I am taller and have always been naturally slim, while she is short, with naturally thick and gradually became obese during our 20s. Coming back to the weird thing. She has a habit of forcing food on me when she is hungry or wants a snack. For example, when we hang out, she will keep filling my plate even though I tell her that I am full. She will keep opening snacks and then telling me to take some repeatedly. She will fill me a glass of soda when I clearly say I don't want it. But she wants more food, snacks, or drinks. So she will take some for her and force some on me as well. In the past 25 years of friendship, I have said nothing of this, and I generally manage to go around it. I don't know why she does this, but I have always thought she feels better if she is not eating alone.
Ooh.
Strange habit. Fast forward this weekend, we hung out at her house for a few hours, just the two of us. The whole time she was commenting how I am drinking slowly, 1 glass of wine in the time period she drank 3. And not eating anything. There was only potato chips and similar snacks. In the end, she took out a large ice cream, and while I said I didn't want ice cream, she opened both and passed one to me. And then I said, girl, you don't seem to understand that I physically cannot eat as much as you. Thank you, but I am really full from my lunch. The glass of wine is enough for me. She got mad. She said I insulted her and that she is offering out of politeness. She is still passive-aggressive towards me. Both her husband and mine think I was harsh on her. Hello, everybody. This is Jimmy from the future. I'm here to provide some of my sweet, sweet ASMR. Just kidding. I am here to actually deliver you guys some bad news. So as I was going through the footage, I realized that about 30 minutes have been corrupt, and despite my technology magic powers, I cannot retrieve that footage, and unfortunately, it is lost, and I'm really upset because we actually had some really funny content towards the end, so we wish we could get that out to you. But one of the things we did talk about is a Reddit post, so that's the least I can do for you guys. I will read this one Reddit post from r/True Off My Chest. And this can be the closure for today's episode because it's a lot. So the title of this post is called I Tried Laxatives for the First Time. So if you know where this is headed, then decide on your own discretion if you want to stay for this. Okay, let me put on my best Reddit voice. I am having some health issues and do not have the greatest diet or exercise regimen at the moment, so poopies have been a little difficult, so I got some help. Those tablets are very small, but they pack a punch, let me tell you. I woke up this morning with stomach cramps and pain for 2 hours. I tried to go to the bathroom, but nothing was happening still. I managed 2 blobs, and so I went back to bed to writhe in pain again. After another hour, I felt maybe it was time to try again. Good choice. The plug escaped, and I thought, at last, that's good. But it didn't stop there. Now, I don't know why I thought it would stop there, but I wasn't expecting explosive diarrhea. But that's just what I got. I am fearful for my life. I don't know when it will stop. I am a faucet. I've had diarrhea before, of course, but usually it's one and done with me. It comes out very fast, and that's it. I never have it continuously. Well, I think it's best I stay inside today. I don't think there's any stopping this train. Alright, so now that I have spewed some sickness into your ears, I'm sorry about that. But if you enjoyed our episode today, make sure to subscribe, give us a follow, share with your friends, write us a good review, do all the sweet, sweet things. And maybe we'll continue our conversation about love in the future because, we're such love experts. Again, we really appreciate you staying until now, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.